Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Quincy Sports, and today we're going to be doing another Bracketology video. I'm going to go slow so you guys can see the seeds before we get started. But this is going to be as of, I don't know what day it is. It's the Saturday after, or Sunday after Duke played North Carolina. You guys saw that game, that was crazy. But I'm going to just slowly go down and let you guys see the seeds. We'll talk about each team and their matchup. These are my picks. I filled these out myself. I didn't use, like, CBS or something like that, but so these are my rankings. These aren't official, but I think they're really good. So, let's go to the first round on that's too far. This side. I'm going to take Baylor over Monmouth. That's pretty easy. I'm going to take Xavier over Rutgers. I think Rutgers is honestly pretty overrated, if you ask me. And Xavier has been looking pretty good in Big East play, so I'll take them there. I'll take Creighton over Wright State. Creighton has looked good. They're another really good Big East team that's going to be contending for that title. Penn State beat my Michigan State Spartans this week. They looked very good doing so. I'll take them over Winthrop. Speaking of Michigan State, Memphis and Utah State is this play-in game that I picked over here. I don't think either one is that good, so I'll take Michigan State. UC Irvine was really good last year, but I'm going to take West Virginia this year. Rhode Island is quietly one of the better teams in the Atlantic 10. They're second place, and they play Dayton this week, I think. They are a team to watch out for, and Arizona just lost to UCLA last night, and I don't. They're too inconsistent for me. I'm taking Rhodey. I'll take Auburn over South Dakota State. San Diego State keeps up their huge win streak with a win against Air Force. I'll take them over Prairie View A&M. BYU, I'm going to take over Michigan because BYU shoots the three, and they shoot it efficiently. They are deadly from beyond the arc. I'll take them in this one. I'm going to take the Liberty Flames in this one. They are like 22-3 or something like that. They've been on one of the longest they've just been hot as of late. And Oregon lost to Oregon State yesterday. I'm not high on the Pac-12 teams, as you are going to see. I really don't think that the Pac-12 is that good. We'll take Liberty. I take Butler over Vermont. Stephen F. Austin is a trendy upset pick for me. They beat Duke earlier in the year. They're also like 22-3 or something crazy like that. I'm going to take them in this one. They're really good, and they've proven to get it done in the tournament before. They almost made the Sweet 16 as like a 14 seed. I'll take Seton Oliver, Colgate, Quincy McKnight, and Miles Powell are very good players. I'll take Northern Iowa over Iowa. They're another team that's like 20-3. I mean, those teams that just win a lot. Like, I don't. This is gonna sound corny, but teams where like winning just becomes a habit for them in these small conferences. They're teams to watch out for. And I'll take Dayton. Dayton did sort of struggle against St. Louis, but St. Louis is a very good team. They might make the tournament. They might not. I'll still take Dayton over the Ivy League winner Princeton. All right, other side, we'll take Gonzaga over North Carolina A&T. Comment below if you know what A&T stands for. I think it's like agricultural and technological, something like that. I don't know. I'm going to take Ohio State over Oklahoma. Even though Oklahoma had a huge win against West Virginia, I still am not a big believer in them. We'll take Ohio State. I'll take Villanova over North Texas. North Texas is your current winner in Conference USA. I'll take Kentucky over New Mexico State. New Mexico State's in a very weak conference. They always find themselves in the tournament, but I'll take Kentucky in that one. I'm going to take the winner of Florida and VCU. I mean, I don't know who would win that game, but I think Florida and VCU are two teams that like show up in the tournament. VCU made the Final Four one year, and Florida's made a bunch of Final Fours. Florida beat Auburn. They're very well coached. I think whoever wins this game would end up beating Houston, although I do think Houston is a dangerous team out of the American. I'll take Maryland over Charleston. Texas Tech, Wichita State. This would be a very good matchup. But Chris Beard knows how to get his team ready for the tournament. He beat Purdue one year when he was the coach at Arkansas Little Rock. And I'm not sure. Wichita State's a boom or bust team, and I'm going to say they bust in the first round against Texas Tech. We'll take Duke over Austin Peay. Louisville and Robert Morris. I'm going to take Louisville. Stanford, Indiana. Like I said, I am not high on the Pac-12 teams, and you'll see a big reason why later. But I'm going to take Indiana in this one. They did lose to Purdue. Purdue is right on the cusp of making the tournament. They go win like 2 or 3 more Big Ten games. I think that they will have a very good chance of making the tournament, but right now I have them out. I'll take LSU over East Tennessee State. You have to have sort of a stupid upset, and like I think a 4-13 upset has happened almost every single year, so I'm going to take Northern Colorado against Colorado. I don't know if this is sort of an in-state rivalry, but if it is, I think Northern Colorado would really get up for that game. And they've been looking good in the Big Sky. They're currently leading this conference. They passed Eastern Washington. I'll take Virginia over Marquette, another team, Tony Bennett. This team's very good, very well coached. And Marquette did beat Butler today, but I made this before Marquette won. So we'll take Virginia. I'll take Florida over Little Rock. I'll take Arkansas over St. Mary's. This would be a great 7-10. The only reason that I'm going to take Arkansas, I was going to take St. Mary's, but they lost to Gonzaga by like 30 yesterday. Their city was ransacked of all possessions. They did not look great yesterday. And then I'll take Kansas over Bowling Green. 16 time. This, I think, would be a great game where an upset could be brewing, but I'm going to take Baylor over Xavier. I'll take Penn State over Creighton in a close one. I'll take West Virginia over Michigan State because Michigan State has struggled against strong defensive teams. That's West Virginia's MO. They just play great defense. I'll take Auburn over Rhode Island. Auburn likes to play fast. I don't know if Rhode Island could keep up. I'm taking BYU to beat San Diego State because here's the thing, okay? I think San Diego State will finish the year undefeated. The last time we had an undefeated team was Wichita State, and they lost in the second round to Kentucky. Actually, no, Kentucky was the last undefeated team. But when a small conference team, they usually end up getting beat. And BYU, they're deadly from three-point range. I'm taking an upset here. Take BYU. Take Butler over Liberty. I'm going to take Stephen F. Austin over Seton Hall. This team is very well coached. They always show up in the tournament. I think if they could lock up Quincy McKnight and Miles Powell, which some teams have been able to do recently, I'm taking Stephen F. Austin, and I'll take Dayton over Northern Iowa. Almost took Northern Iowa in that one, but I think Obi Toppin and Jalen Crutcher are better than Miles Powell and Quincy McKnight. So that's why I picked Dayton instead of... Because I'm going to pick an upset in one of these two, and I picked Dayton instead of Seton Hall. On this side, I'll take Gonzaga over Ohio State. Ohio State was fixing to be a 1 seed, but they really fell apart after they lost to Minnesota earlier in the year. I'll take Villanova over Kentucky. This was a really close one. Two well-coached teams, but I just think Villanova has the better talent this year. I'll take Maryland over Florida VCU. I'm taking Duke over Texas Tech. Duke really, they've gotten a lot of struggle wins as of late. I'll take Louisville over Indiana. I really like what Jordan Morris, Stevie Enoch, and everyone are doing. I'll take LSU over Northern Colorado. They lost a nail-biter to Auburn. That was a close game. Two very good teams. Skylar Mays had, or no. Yeah, I think Skylar Mays had, what's the dude's name? It's either Waters or Mays. One of them graduated. I can't remember, but someone on LSU had, a bunch of points. He had, 30. I'll take Florida State over Virginia. They beat Virginia earlier in the year. And I'm going to take Kansas to beat our Kansas. So our Sweet 16 is Gonzaga, Villanova, Maryland, Duke, Louisville, LSU, Florida State, Kansas. And on this side, the Sweet 16 is Baylor, Penn State, West Virginia, Auburn, BYU, Butler, Stephen F. Austin, Dayton. Let's go one more to this side. I'm taking Baylor to beat Penn State. This would also be a very good game, but I am going to take the Baylor Bears. They've beaten so many great teams. And I'm going to take Auburn over West Virginia. I think that they say defense wins championships, but if you can just play off the fast break the entire game and not give that defense time to set up, that's why I think Auburn has the advantage here. I'm taking BYU over Butler. Two great three-point shooting teams, but I think BYU is first in the country in three-point percentage or something like that. And I'm not a huge believer in Butler, so I'm going to take BYU as my Cinderella team in this bracket. And I'm going to take Dayton over Stephen F. Austin. I think that Obi Toppin and Jalen Crutcher will be too much for the Lumberjacks to handle in that game. Going on to the Elite Eight here, I'm going to take Gonzaga over Villanova. This would be a really good matchup, but I do think Gonzaga has the better talent. I'm taking Maryland over Duke. I mean, Maryland has so much size, and I feel like their big man could just bully Duke out of the game. Duke did not look good against UNC last night. They really should have won that game. They got lucky with UNC missing all those free throws, and I think they'll beat Austin Peay, Texas Tech. But Maryland's just been on a roll as of late. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take LSU over Louisville, and the reason I'm taking LSU to win this game is because they are something like... They were undefeated in games decided by less than 5 points until yesterday when they lost to Auburn. But they know how to get it done down there. They have a new coach this year. I really like what LSU's been cooking up. They're quietly one of the better teams in the SEC and in the entire country. Probably could have put them as a 4 seed, but I have them as a 5 seed. But I do think they'll beat Louisville. And I think that Kansas will get this one. They will have, what's his name? The dude that threw the chair, or almost threw the chair. DeSosa. They'll have him back. By the time they're in the tournament, I think Kansas is just a different monster with them. I'm going to take them over Florida State. Let's go to the other side, and it's Final Four time. I'm going to go with my Final Four and first championship representative. Okay. I'm taking Dayton over BYU. I think BYU's Cinderella run eventually has to come to an end. I really like what Obi Toppin and Jalen Crutcher have been doing. I'm going to take Baylor over Auburn. Jared Butler and everyone, they've been playing very well. I like what Baylor's doing, but I'm going to take Dayton to go to the championship game because I think that Obi Toppin is just too good, and Jalen Crutcher is a great second option. I don't know how you're going to stop both of them in one game, and they have great role players around them. They could shoot the three. They could drive inside. Dayton has been doing it all in a tough Atlantic 10 conference. Trust me, the Atlantic 10 is not a cupcake. There are some good teams in the Atlantic 10, so I think Dayton's making it to the championship game. I really like their chances. And on this side, I'm taking Gonzaga to beat Maryland. This is a close game, but I think I'm going to have to go with Gonzaga. They've really also been doing well. And the West Coast Conference is better this year. St. Mary's and BYU are really good. I have all of them making the tournament as opposed to San Francisco's a good team, so they're still playing extremely well in a better West Coast Conference. Down here, I'm taking LSU to beat Kansas. Just for what I said about Louisville, just put that right here. They're so great in those close games, and I think they're just a really under-the-radar team. But I'm going to take Gonzaga to make it to the championship game. I just think they're the better team. So Gonzaga versus Dayton, who do I have cutting down the nets? I think that the Atlantic 10 Conference is better than the West Coast Conference, and Dayton is going to be tested more throughout the year, and I have the Dayton Flyers taking on the tournament. I bet you I'm the first person that sees Dayton cutting down the nets. I really think that they're the team to do it. I saw them yesterday against St. Louis, and St. Louis is a really good team. They're like 17-6, and they really just pulled away at the end of that game. They looked very impressive, and I really think that Dayton is this year's. Right now I have them as the team to beat, but I'm going to zoom out. Focus, please. Focus. Focus, pocus. There we go. You guys can take a look at the bracket in its full entirety. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know your pick. Let me know your final four in the comments right now. If you had to pick your four best teams, who are they? I'll see you guys next time.